can take like this or like this also. But you have to mention here that you have taken the, you have to show which direction you have taken the current. And based on that direction, you have to draw the waveform. Okay. So since we are taking, see most of the books and we generally take like this, so it's better to take like this in the exam. Okay, because you will not get confused. But even if you take in reverse direction and you draw all the waveform reverse according to the direction of the current, then nobody is going to cut your marks as far as your waveforms are according to the conventions. Okay. So for this positive cycle, S1 and S2 will be forward biased. We have seen in the previous case, D1 and D2 was forward biased for the positive cycle, and D3 and D4 was forward biased in the negative cycle. So D1 and D2 is forward biased. But again here, since it is also forward biased, but the firing circuit is not present. This signal is not present. Okay. Since the signal is not present, that means it will not be on. Once the signal is present, this S1 S2 is on. Okay. So S1 S2 is on at alpha. That's why see this V output started tracing this waveform until this point. Okay. Until pi. But after pi, why it is going to negative? Can any of you tell? Because this question has already been discussed in tutorial 2. Just the difference was that there was diodes, and I have told you that the voltage will become negative. Can you recall why it is becoming voltage and becoming negative? Can any of you recall why the voltage is becoming negative here?
The load's highly inductive and there's no freewheeling diode.
How many of you are agreeing with this point? You are agreeing with this point? And who else? You are also agreeing. What about other people? Can you please raise your hand? How many of you are agreeing with this point? That there is an inductor in the circuit and there is no freewheeling diode. Can you please raise your hand? Okay. So, yeah. Since the function of the inductor is that it will not allow the current to die instantly, so it will force the thyristors to be on, even though thyristors would have become reverse biased, but it will force the thyristors to be on. Okay. So again, when the pi plus alpha will come, then S3 and S4 will be on. Once S3 S4 will be on, the inductor will get the path. So no need for forcing this S1 and S2 to be on, and the current will start flowing through S3 and S4. So now see, when S1 and S2 is on, how the current is flowing. Current is flowing like this. Okay. Okay. So the current is flowing in the direction of IS and I0. Now when S3 and S4 is on, when S3 is on, so current must go from this side. That means current should come from here. That means current will be flowing from here. This like this. Okay. So I0 is same. Even when S3 S4 is on, I0 direction is same. See. I0 is same. What about IS? Eh? IS is reversed or same? Reversed. So if we see, so you know how this waveform came, output voltage. Now this output current. See, output current is same for positive cycle as well as negative cycle, because the current is flowing in the same direction even though S1 S2 is on or S3 S4 is on. But for input current, when S1 S2 is on, it is positive. Okay. When S3 S4 is on, it is negative. That's why I have drawn here negative. Okay. now this is the again this is the square wave, and what will be the fundamental component? This one is the fundamental component drawn by blue line. So if somebody asks you to calculate THD for this waveform, so what you have to do? You have to again find two things: RMS of this red waveform, okay, RMS of this red waveform, and C1 of this fundamental, C1 of this fundamental, and then you can put C1 by root 2, because fundamentally anyway you know that is sine wave. You can put C1 by root 2, and then we can find out THD in the formula. Okay. So in this question, ST the input voltage, current, all these have been drawn. Okay. Can we see one more thing here? Is there any phase shift between this current and the voltage? Is there any phase shift? How many degrees? Eh? Whether it's leading or lagging. So the current is lagging by 30 degrees. Okay. Now in the second part, they said DC output voltage. They are asking DC output voltage. So what we can write simply? VDC equals 2 upon 2 pi. Means we have to just take the average of this voltage. Okay. How to draw the average? How to compute the average? We can just from alpha to pi plus alpha, because the signal is repeating after. It's having a period of, what is the period of this signal? Eh? How many of you are saying 2 pi? The period of this signal, how many of you are saying this is 2 pi? How many of you are saying pi by 2? Okay, then what is the signal then? It's not 2 pi and then pi by 2. What is the period of the signal? Eh? What about this side? What is the signal? What is the period of that signal? Yeah. Can you see that after how much time it is repeating? It is repeating after this signal. If we see, the same signal is repeating here, isn't it? So what is the duration of this period? Pi plus alpha minus alpha. What is the duration? Pi. So for this signal we can take the time period as 1 upon pi and integrate from, because how to calculate average? V average equals 1 upon T 0 T V dt. Okay, this is the average. So what is T here? 1 upon pi 0 to pi. So this 0 to pi can be changed from alpha to pi plus alpha. Okay. Alpha to pi plus alpha. Okay. And then the rest of the signal. So here if we see alpha to pi plus alpha Vm sin omega to t omega t. So finally it become 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. Okay. You should, after practicing a lot of problems, I think you must know the average value of all these things. It will be very helpful for you in exams. So what will be the average of this wave? It will be Vm by pi. Okay. What will be the average of this wave? 2 Vm by pi. Okay. So just remember this 2, because Your all question can be solved by this thing. You don't need to find out average and all. These are the short tricks. Vm by pi and 2Vm by pi. So if you got this answer, 2Vm by pi cos alpha. Okay, you got this answer. Now you are confused in your class, in your examination, whether this answer is correct or wrong. Then how to verify?
With the waveform.
Eh?
With the waveform.
So our answer was coming as 2Vm by pi cos alpha. Okay. Can you tell any difference in this waveform and this waveform? What is the difference? It is starting from alpha. Okay. So if you put alpha equals 0, so it will be cos alpha will be cos 0 will be 1. So it will become 2m by pi. That means if the angle would have been 0, then this thing would have become like this. Okay. That means same like this. Correct? And this signal you already know that this average is 2m by pi. Okay. So this is the way how you can verify your answers in the exams without cheating. Obviously, if you are cheating, then you don't need to verify. You can just write some cheat size. So we know VDC is equal to 2Vm by pi cos alpha, and then this we know what is Vm. Okay, Vm is what? See in the question paper how much is Vm? In the question paper, see how much is Vm?
230 times square root
230 into
square root 3.
no, this is single phase. 230 into root 2. Okay, because 230 is the RMS voltage given. Always remember whenever there is some value given in the question thing, it will be always be RMS unless until it's mentioned the peak. Okay, but here itself it has mentioned RMS. See, here it's mentioned RMS. So no need to just break your head. Just see it's 230 volt multiplied by 2 into root 2. It will become Vm. So 230 into root 2 Vm upon pi into cos pi by 6. So we get the VDC. Okay. Now active power, as I said, is defined as Vs RMS into Is1 RMS into cos alpha. We know alpha is how much? We can calculate Vs RMS. You can calculate the RMS of this waveform or no? You can calculate the RMS of this waveform, isn't it? So you can calculate the RMS of this waveform and RMS. What is this I1 is RMS? This is the RMS of the fundamental. Okay. This Is1 RMS is the RMS of the fundamental. So again that means RMS of this fundamental. Okay. So for this, what we have to do? We have to find out C1 and then C1 by root 2. Okay. C1 and C1 by root 2. So we can find out, and then we can become for reactive power the same formula with sin alpha. Okay. So we can find out the reactive power. So in question number 2, everything is same except that here instead of motor a battery is given. Okay, instead of motor what is given? Instead of this motor a rechargeable battery is given with 40 volt and internal resistance of 0.45 ohm. There is a difference between internal resistance and external resistance. Here, this is what external or internal. Eh? This one is external resistance, but internal resistance will be near this thing. Okay, and one more way is to how to find out whether it is internal or external. So always remember, internal resistance will be very small, just like in this case it is only 0.45 ohm. But what about external resistance? It is given as, in the last, generally it will be around 10 ohms or 5 ohms, whatever it may be. And the second thing is, here it is said that to a large inductance, that means the highly inductive load. So the first thing is that they have asked to draw a circuit diagram. Circuit diagram can be drawn like this. You can just remove the motor from the previous question. You can put the battery and we can put the internal resistance. So this whole thing will be battery. What is the value of ED? If you the question, what is the value of ED? It's 40 volt. Okay, and this L. So the second part is to find out firing angle. Okay, so in the last question, VDC was 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. VDC is 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. So in the last question, Vm was given, alpha was given, we found it out VDC. Okay, in this question, Vm is given, VDC is given or no? Eh? In this question, VDC is given or not? Because we need to find out alpha. Okay, so we must know Vm and VDC. So VDC will be equal to VDC will be equal to this voltage plus this voltage. What about this voltage? Whether we have to take VDC, whether we have to take the voltage of inductor in our VDC or not? Please consider here. Whether we have to take the voltage of inductor in our VDC or not? Why?
Assume ideal.
Eh?
Assume ideal. Ideal. Short circuit.
Okay. What's the average voltage across inductor? Average voltage across inductor.
L.
Yes. This is the instantaneous. VL equals to L. di by dt is instantaneous. What is the average voltage? Always remember that average voltage across inductor is always 0. That's the property of the inductor. Okay? Average voltage across inductor will always be 0. Similarly, average capacitor across the average current across the capacitor will always be 0. So these two concepts, average voltage across the inductor and average current across the capacitor are 0, will be very much in use in your tutorials and your lectures in the second part. When there is buck converter, buck boost converter, I think you have in this semesters buck converter, buck boost converter. So if you are having those converters, then this concept will be used during that time. So since average voltage will be 0, so we don't need to bother about any voltage across the inductor because we are finding out average. So we have to take 40 volt plus whatever the drop is here. You know the current. How much is the current given in the question? 16. Okay. 16 ampere current is flowing through this. 16 into R was the drop here and this voltage. Okay. So 60 into 0.45 plus 40 volt will become 47.2 volt. This is the average voltage across the VDC is 47.2 volt. So we know VDC, we know VM, you can find out alpha or not. You can find out alpha. See, VDC is 47.2 volt, so VDC is 2 VM by pi cos alpha. So putting here, we can find out alpha equal to 76.8 degree. Now here there is the C part. So the the firing angle we find out. How much is the firing angle? 76.8 degree. C part is supply voltage, supply current, load voltage and load current waveform. So it will be same like the previous case, okay? And we have to find out the power factor. So for finding out power factor, how to find the power factor is what? PDC upon total power. Okay. How we define power factor? Power factor can be defined as active power upon apparent power, okay, or total power. So apparent power is S here, which is equal to Vs into Is RMS. And active power is the DC power, which is consumed in here in circuit, where the active power will consume in battery and resistor, because this will consume the active power. Okay, so active power will be consumed in the battery and in the resistor. So how to find the PDC? We know the current 16 ampere. Okay, so 16 square into R plus 16 into 40. Okay, so what IV into IV plus ED into IDC plus RI square upon Vs RMS into Is RMS. Vs RMS we know is Vm by root 2 and Is RMS we can find out by equation. So this is the power factor, which is 0.21. Okay, so this is the power factor 0.21. And just 1 minute, can you take your 2 minutes of time? Already is quite late for giving feedback. So you want sheets? I have sheets here.